Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. Today I am going to tell you FBDI process in OIC Gen-3 with property file. So this is the integration which I was developed earlier. So this is the sample integration. I am just going to show you the exact process, how exactly the connections you need to take. Okay, just take it as your reference for when you are going to develop FBDI integration. So I am going to tell you what exactly the requirement is. The user will place one file in CSV format in FTP servers. From there we need to download that file and then we have to prepare a FBDI file, then load it into Oracle ERP. So this is the requirement. So for that I have created one schedule integration. Here I have assigned whatever the variables are required. So you cannot assign at a single time. Whenever you found that this variable is required, then again come here and assign here. Okay, so this is the scope I have taken to handle the errors. Inside this scope I have developed the entire integration. Okay, so in fault handler section I am preparing error file and sending it over the email. The first step is we need to list the file from FTP connection. So here you need to pass file name prefix and directory. So just because this is the sample integration, I have just given star.csv as a file name convention and slash as a directory. But in real time you have to give based on your requirement. So this is how you have to provide. And you can also provide in mapping section the same file name and directory. Maybe some requirements you have to give only a file name and prefix to download. Okay, so because this is a sample integration I have given like this, but the thing is you have to take list file operation to list the files from FTP server. So this is the first step, operation is list file. After listing the file you have to check whether the files are registered with that file naming convention or not. So for that you need to use switch condition, check the item count is greater than 0, which means the files are registered in the FTP server. Otherwise again prepare error file and send it over the email. So how I am preparing here, just using stage right adapter. Okay, like integration name and file name and error reason, like that. Okay, so once file existed, then entered into this root 1 section, and again I am taking for each loop. So why I am taking for each loop? Because in list files you will get multiple files with that file name prefix. For example, you have to download or you have to process, the file name starts with planners. Example, planners underscore today's date, planners underscore yesterday date. So different files are there, so you need to load each and every file. So for that case I have taken for each loop. So from this for each I will get one by one file and I will prepare one by one CSV file and then I will load one by one file into Oracle ERP. So to process multiple files at a time using FBDI, this will useful, or else you have only one file, then this is no need. Okay, and again I am checking that file existed, true or false. This is from for each loop. So here I am assigning one variable file exists. The same variable assigned here with null value. If and the flow enters into this section, which means the file is existed. So I am checking that file existed, true. And inside this I have taken scope, because to handle multiple files errors I am using scope. If we don't have this for each, then we don't need to use this scope. This scope is enough for processing only one file. To process multiple files we need this scope to handle multiple file errors. Okay, so file is existed. Again I assign few variables for my requirement purpose. Okay, Next, the file is existed, we need to download the file. To download the file, we need to take the same FTP connection with a different operation like download file operation. I will show you. See, download file operation. In mapping section, you have to provide file name and directory from for each loop, because we have given this file, this list file response in for each section. From for each section, you have to map here. Simple thing, file name and directory is enough for downloading. Okay. And this is Oracle temporary directory. When we downloaded the file in OIC, in temporary directories, the file will be pasted. So this is the temporary directory, slash download file and file name to maintain the uniqueness. Okay. So here I have downloaded the file from FTP server, and again I am checking here the size. Sometimes in FTP servers, file will be placed with 0 records, which means only headers are there, no records are there. To handle such kind of errors, I am using this switch condition to check the size. So to find that, you have to download one file with only headers. After downloading, you will get the size. Then use that size. If the size is greater than 77, like 100 or 200, based on your header. If the size is more than that, then definitely in that particular file one record will be there. Okay. To identify whether at least one record is existed or not, this condition is very useful. So the size is coming from this download file adapter. Okay. So once the records are existed, then I have taken stage read adapter, read in segment operation. Inside this read in segments, I have taken for each, because multiple records will be there. We need to prepare the file using those records. That is the reason I have taken for each loop. Here you need to prepare the CSV file, whatever the format you want. After preparing the CSV file here in one specific directory, and use the same directory and prepare property file here. In property file, these are the required fields. This is same for all FBDI approaches. Every property file will definitely have first 3 columns. See, those 3 columns are job package name, job definition name, file prefix, and based on your ESA job, you need to provide those parameters. But these are very important. So I have prepared CSV file in, let's say, ABC directory, and I also prepared the property file in same ABC directory. But here in CSV file you need to give extension as .csv, but in property file you need to give extension as .properties. I will show you. File name .properties. See, file name .properties. This is very important. Okay. After that, I have zipped this directory. So in that particular directory, we have one prepared CSV file and property file. After zipping that file, I am sending it over the email to check whether I have prepared correctly or not. After that, I am loading this zip file into Oracle ERP by using ERP Cloud Adapter with a bulk import data operation. Because of this connection is not in configure state, I am unable to open it. But the operation is import bulk load data. Something is there. Let's see. In mapping section also you will going to see the operation names. Sometimes it will take time to load the page. See, import bulk data operation you need to take. And here you have to give zip file reference and file types, directory and file names from these responses. That's it. This is the thing you need to map while loading the data using that import bulk data option. So once we submitted this ERP Cloud Adapter, then it will return one request ID. So that request ID I assigned here. See, variable import bulk data into ERP response, which is nothing but request ID, and this is a variable while loop. Why I assign this while loop means after submitting this job, it will take time to success or failed. To know the status of this particular job, we need to call the same ERP cloud adapter with a different operation like get ESA job status operation by passing that request ID. Nothing but the response. Okay. This adapter will give the status whether succeeded or error. Okay. To call each and every time, I have using while loop. So by using wait condition for every 5 seconds, this will enter into this loop and it will trigger this connection and will get the status until the status gets succeeded or completed or error. So usual statuses are wait, running, paused and ready. So for the first time the variable assigned with null data, so variable while loop equal to null will be true. So once the condition true, it enters into this while loop, and from here we will get the response and assign the variable while loop with that response. For example, if the response is wait, again it will come here and will check the condition. Yes, variable while loop equal to wait, again it enters here, and again like this while loop will get executed. Once the while loop will get the condition like succeeded or errored, then those conditions will be failed, and again it will stop execution and assigned with the status. See here ERP bulk load status. If the status is succeeded or errored, only these two things are there. So we need to check. For example, if the status is succeeded or completed, which means the import job whatever we imported successfully loaded. Once they successfully loaded, we have to archive the file from FTP to archive folder and send success notification like FBDI process successfully completed for this below file name. Okay. What if it gets errored out? Then we have to download those log files by using same ERP cloud adapter. But operation is download ESA job execution detail. So to download those log file, we need to pass that request ID to ERP adapter. It will return in SO format, XML format, but which is not in a readable format. To convert it into readable format, I have used one opaque schema to decode the data. So in log files we will get 2 or 3 like CSV file, property file and some other text files also will be downloaded. So all are those in a zip format. That is the reason I am using unzip operation by using stage adapter. After unzipping, I will get multiple files. That is the reason I am using for each loop here. Okay, on this response I have created for each loop. After creating for each loop, I have to read the data for each and every file, but I don't know what exactly the format is. So for that I have taken one notepad and saved one .csv file by just giving ABC inside the file, nothing more than that, because I don't know what format it is, whether header columns are there or not. Okay, that is the reason I have given one sample file with .csv and the data is ABC, just ABC. And here I am reading the file, and then I am writing the file with the same sample file with a file name convention, with proper name convention. After that I am zipping this stage write directory. Then I am sending those log files over the email, because here I have prepared multiple log files. Maybe we will get 3 or sometimes 4. All those log files I have zipped here and send it over the email like error notification. So this is the FBDI process from starting to ending. First thing is we need to list the files, then download the file, then prepare the CSV file, then load the files. Okay, then get the status of the job, and then if it's success, archive the file from FTP to archive folder. If it failed, download ESA job execution details and prepare log files and send it over the email. Just take it as a reference. Okay, for the first time when you are going to develop FBDI integration, you don't know how exactly to design. So I hope this will be helpful for you, and check one by one. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye bye.